Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Paul, the Canadian Snowman, and here we got some more Hannibal today. Woo! For those of you who are new, this is part 14. I've done every video up until this point, so if you're new, I would definitely recommend starting from the beginning of this playlist. You will not be disappointed. This is an amazing series. I believe last we left off was the Battle of Cannae. I think so. And the best battle I've ever seen so far with this entire series. Entire time I've been doing YouTube for the past year, pretty much. You know, I started my channel like been almost a year now. With all the different battles I've covered and seen and everything, I believe this is probably the last one. It's like a three-parter, the Battle of Cannae. Best battle. I can't think of anyone that tops it, you know, but I've always thought that Cannae was a big battle. It's always stayed in my mind, which means I know it's probably most favorite battle. You'll not be disappointed, especially with the lead up to it. It's a great series. From a great channel. History March, and yeah, you won't be disappointed. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna Battle of Hannibal. This is I guess what happens next. I haven't done a Hannibal like video in months. Like, I hope they give kind of a little bit of a recap at the beginning of this video. But yeah, you know, they've actually had a couple more. I think that have already been released because since I've been kind of busy, you know, doing the Ottoman stuff and everything. You know, these other ones that, you know, I have to play catch up, you know, when I can. I don't like to, in the middle of a series, I don't like to play catch up, so I wait till the end of a series to kind of continue on with stuff. So this is kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm just been mumbling on. So let's just jump into it, guys. Hannibal, awesome history marks, awesome channel. I'm very excited to get back to this because I just remember how cool it was. But anyways, guys, like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And yeah, let's jump into. Oh no, I just jumped to the end of the video. What am I doing? Almost got spoiled. Anyways, 3, 2, 1, bam.
On August 2nd, 216 BC, Hannibal won his greatest victory near the town of Cannae in southern Italy. By day's end, his outnumbered mercenaries had destroyed the majority of the largest army Rome had ever put to field, marking this as one of the bloodiest military encounters ever fought. For the Romans,
once again, if you're new to my channel, you have to like go back to the Hannibal series. Even if you don't watch the whole series, just check this battle out and what takes place in this battle. It's amazing. Like what he achieved in it. It's just great.
Cannae became the benchmark by which subsequent defeats were measured. It would not be surpassed for another 600 years.
600 years?
The dazed survivors of the Roman army dispersed. Varro resurfaced in Venusia in charge of as little as 70 horsemen who escaped the pursuing Numidians. In Canusium, a certain 19-year-old tribune by the name of Publius Scipio, together with 3 other tribunes, gathered a larger group of some 3,000 men. Despite barely escaping the carnage, the young tribune was notable for inspiring the troops, going as far as threatening to kill those who spoke about fleeing and forcing the men to take an oath never to betray Rome. In the days that followed, up to 10,000 survivors would converge on
pledge or a kite, I guess. That's not really not very inspiring, but you know, threaten them with their life, I guess that works, you know.
On Canusium, and Varro would resume command. The question was, what would Hannibal do now? Play as the most powerful hero in the world and encounter millions of real players in the world's biggest and most badass mobile game, Raid. A day after the battle, the Carthaginians were still plundering the two.
Cool, we're getting like cool visuals and stuff now. Sweet. I mean, it's always had cool visuals, and I love the little like thought bubbles and stuff. And I forgot how cool this channel is.
A day after the battle, the Carthaginians were still plundering the two enemy camps, taking 19,300 prisoners.
Wow.
Hannibal saw to the burial of his fallen troops and gave Paulus a proper burial. But the dead Roman soldiers were left to rot in the sun.
Wow.
While more than 50,000 men lay dead or dying in the plain below, the Carthaginian leadership met at a villa in Cannae. Visibly exhausted, they were in disagreement. Hannibal and some of his officers wanted to rest the army and prepare for the campaign in southern Italy. Maharbal, a prominent cavalry commander, was among those who wanted to march on Rome without delay. Proclaiming, perhaps enthusiastically, that he would lead the Numidians to the capital in 5 days, he protested to Hannibal, "Truly the gods do not give everything to the same man. You know how to win a victory, Hannibal, but you do not know how to use one."
Ooh. I already know that he's not taking Rome. He had his chance a few episodes ago, and he didn't take it. So I'm assuming he's not going to do it now. He's going to do his own thing. I really wish he would have marched on Rome. That would have been a great video to watch.
Whether or not these words were truly spoken, the reality was that Rome was 400 kilometers away. Another long march after a grueling campaign had just ended would be disastrous. Furthermore, the Senate adopted emergency measures to raise 4 legions in the coming weeks. Criminals, slaves, and boys as young as 16 or 17 were conscripted. While insufficient for a pitched battle, these troops would be enough to man the walls of Rome. Praetor Marcus Claudius Marcellus, previously tasked with reinforcing Sicily, was now sent to bolster the confidence of allies in Campania and wait for the wreck of the army of Cannae to join him. If he were to march on Rome, Hannibal would be placing himself between 2 Roman armies and would need to fend off relief forces that the Senate would muster over the coming months. To overcome the enemy's vast manpower, Hannibal had hoped for reinforcements from Iberia, but thus far the Scipio brothers had kept Hasdrubal at bay.
Yeah.
Worse, Carthaginian Senate's planning and logistics left much to be desired. Troops in Spain and Italy were mostly paid by the Bacchid family Silva. Very little financial support came from Carthage itself thus far. This disjointed system was detrimental to the war effort and in stark contrast to the better organized Roman Senate that strived to secure funding and logistical support for its army and navy in all theaters. So far, the only attempt to supply Hannibal was a fleet of 70 ships that roamed the waters of northern Italy in the aftermath of the Battle of Trasimene in 217. But lack of coordination prevented them from making contact, and many of these ships had since been captured near the port of Cosa.
Wow.
Confronted by these problems, Hannibal knew that despite his ability to outwit and surprise his opponents, his army would not endure the many corrosive years in the field without reinforcements and logistical support. The decision not to march on Rome was sound.
Squarespace is a one-stop shop that helped me set up my online store easily.
I guess like if you need supplies though, wouldn't it be best like to take on like a city? Because if you take down a city, then you kind of get the supplies that are in it, or no?
While the situation in southern Italy remained uncertain, another Roman army advanced north to punish the tribes of Cisalpine Gaul for siding with Hannibal. The expedition was launched just days after the main army went on its way to Cannae, as part of the Senate's plan to destroy all enemies in the Italian peninsula in one massive counterattack. Commanded by Lucius Postumius Albinus, the Romans marched through the Silva Litana forest, some 120 kilometers northwest of Ariminum. Albinus was a Roman politician and a veteran general. By now a man in his late 50s, he spent the last 10 years in retirement, but was recalled into service during this time of crisis. He was given 2 legions and had recruited allied troops, mustering a 25,000-strong army.
Good.
With reports of enemy presence further north, Albinus expected to confront the tribesmen in the Po Valley. But the main Boii force was much...
Okay, so we're not even like... Carthage is not even going to be part of this, I guess, upcoming battle. It's going to be kind of like the tribes, okay.
Much closer. They secured the perimeter along the enemy's line of march. The Gauls had cut into the trees in such a way that they would remain standing without assistance, but would topple over if given a slight shove.
What?
As the column advanced further along the woodland road,
Ambush.
The tribesmen pushed the trees onto the enemy.
Dang.
The trees fell on each other and crashed onto the road from both sides, killing Roman soldiers and horses and destroying equipment. Most of Albinus's men died under the weight of the tree trunks and thick branches. The Boii waiting in the forest moved in on the panicked survivors.
Man, had they... I guess that was already cut and they were expecting them to come, but how big were the trees? I guess how, like, what kind of equipment did they use to push them over? Where, you know, the Romans are walking through and don't see nobody, like, guess, in the tree line kind of thing. Because maybe you cut it, but don't you need something, like, really heavy just, like, to push it over? I don't know. But that's pretty crazy and pretty impressive.
Roman resistance was fiercest in the vanguard, but elsewhere the encounter became a one-sided slaughter.
Yeah.
Albinus fought to avoid capture, but was killed and decapitated. According to legend, his head was later taken to a Boii sacred temple, where the skin was scraped off and the bare skull was covered with gold.
Ew.
It was used as a cup for drinking by the tribe's high priest. A contingent of Roman veterans at the head of the column tried to escape across a river, but were captured by the Boii, who had already taken the bridge over it. Very few Roman prisoners were taken. The Boii also took a vast amount of loot, with the Roman goods handily concentrated along the forest road. Of the 25,000 Romans, only 10 men survived the battle.
What? So that was pretty much going on the same time as Cannae was going on. Oh my God. Talk about like a bloody time for Rome. Wow.
Reports of the annihilation in Silva Litana came mere days after the catastrophe at Cannae. A panic hit the city of Rome. The Senate ordered aediles to patrol the streets, open shops, and disperse any sign of defeatism. However, all offensive operations against the Gauls were suspended indefinitely.
Yeah.
Varro was now sent to levy new troops for the defense of Picenum, and
I was going to say, like, why are you going to go back up here? You guys just got slaughtered. And you saw what, like, Hannibal's, like, great, like, army here. Like, you need as many troops as you can around home, you know, around Rome and wherever around here to protect yourselves. So, yeah, it's pretty obvious there, but wow. That was definitely unexpected.
Etruria, where he would remain in command of up to 2 legions and an equal number of allied troops for several years.
10 people left.
Across the Mediterranean, in Iberia, the Romans fared better. Hasdrubal Barca managed to reorganize his forces after the defeat at the Ebro in 217, and, after receiving a contingent of 4,000 infantry and 1,000 cavalry from Africa, he decided to close the distance against the Scipio brothers. But some of the officers that he punished and imprisoned for cowardice after the Ebro debacle had escaped back to their homes among the Tertessian people. They instigated a revolt and captured the city of Asqua, which held a large Carthaginian depot for grain and other supplies.
Uh-oh.
A mountain of tools to fulfill many wishes must be carried across our roads and on.
Reluctantly, Hasdrubal had to move south and abandon plans to advance across the Ebro in 216. All reports suggested that the uprising had the potential for spreading beyond the Tartessi territory. This would destabilize Carthaginian rule in Iberia, damage Hasdrubal's supply lines, and endanger the safety of the rich copper and silver mines that were vital for the war effort. Hasdrubal met Calbo in battle and made short work of the rebel army, despite their large numbers. Around this time, he received news of the victory at Cannae and was ordered by the Carthaginian Senate to march his army to Italy as soon as he could. But he was now too far south, and his army needed rest. Most he could do is reach the Ebro River before the onset of winter, but it was too late to campaign against the Romans. For the older Scipios, this was a window of opportunity they would not miss. Previously, except for a brief expedition south of the Ebro, they largely stayed north of the river, weary of Hasdrubal's generalship and the vast resources he had at his disposal. But, taking advantage of the Carthaginian general's absence, the Scipios negotiated an alliance with some of the Celtiberian tribes. In addition, they enlisted many mercenaries from their ranks and began preparations to push south across the Ebro next spring. Back in southern Italy, a Macedonian delegation was heading towards the Italian coast. Upon hearing of Hannibal's victory at Cannae, Philip V of Macedon wanted to propose an alliance with the Carthaginian general. His ambassadors joined Hannibal at his camp. The negotiations would drag on until next summer. And the situation in Italy would change dramatically over the coming months.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Big things going on both sides. You got Rome making big moves off in Spain, and what seems to be like Hannibal needs those troops and all the resources that are going on over on that side. But yet, even though it wasn't Hannibal, but the tribes, whatnot, up north there, they slaughtered the Romans. 10 people left out of 25,000. I don't know if they're over exaggerating that or under exaggerating. I don't know, but that's happening there. So both sides kind of took an L and got a W, I guess. But wow, and then you got Philip here now coming into the picture. I'm not sure if they were in the picture before. I kind of forget, but seeing if there's an alliance being made. I'm trying to remember because I think this series, I believe, kind of overlaps with the series going on in Macedonia that I did. And I'm trying to remember like what happened, but I totally forget. Very impressive. So I guess pieces are kind of in place right now. I'm assuming when we come back, we're gonna visit more. It'll be the springtime. Visit more what's going to go on in Spain, and we're gonna kind of see where Hannibal kind of decides what to do next, as far as where he wants to go for his next battle, and I guess the alliance, see if that's going to go anywhere. But anyways, guys, please hit that like and subscribe button below. Another awesome series. Another awesome episode on this series. Catch you guys in future videos, and peace. You guys are awesome. Out of here.